Did you know that singing teaching is an unregulated industry? And that means that anyone can hang a shingle, host a website and call themselves a singing teacher. You need no formal qualifications or knowledge. In fact, you don't even require any performance experience to start teaching people to sing. Scandalous, I hear you say. I know, right? So how does the average Joe or Joanne choose a great singing teacher from among the oversupply of backyard boys? I'm glad you asked. Let's have a quick chat.
Sound check. Check 1, check 2.
G'day, my name is Dr. Dan and I'm a singing voice specialist. I'm so glad you've joined me for today's video. So what is a singing voice specialist and how does it differ from your garden variety singing teacher? Another good question which I will answer in the next few moments. But first, let's quickly talk about how to find a great singing teacher. As I stated in the intro, singing teaching is an unregulated industry. Virtually anyone can call themselves a singing teacher and charge people for their time. Sadly, this very fact allows for a whole heap of wannabes who offer second-rate service, often at a premium price. You see, until the close of the 20th century, most singing teachers developed under the master-apprentice model. For 300 years, this approach served us well and, to a certain extent, still does. But with the advent of modern vocal pedagogy and voice science research, we've learnt more about the human voice in the past 50 years than we had known in the preceding 3 centuries. So today in 2017, there really is no excuse for the singing teacher who doesn't have at least a basic understanding of vocal anatomy and physiology. Unfortunately, too many singers wanting to earn a few extra bucks to supplement their performance wages sign up to any number of methodologies and then present them to students without any real understanding or comprehension. So again, how do you sort the good from the bad?
Sound check.
Start off by asking the prospective teacher about their personal performance experience. Now, they don't need to have been famous, but they do need to have performed on a live stage for a few years before they'll be ready to guide a developing singer along the same journey. Next, ask them about their own learning to sing experiences. If the teacher has received no personal instruction, I'd wonder how they propose to teach. I'd also listen for a variety of learning experiences in their response. If they've only ever received lessons from one source, then it's likely that their teaching will be quite narrow because they've only ever experienced vocal tuition delivered in a singular way. Thirdly, ask them about any formal qualifications that they might hold, including university level quals and certified courses run by ones like Jeannie Levetri or the Estelle method. Again, this line of questioning reveals the prospective teacher's depth of knowledge and their passion for learning about the human voice and the art of singing. You might also like to ask how many students they currently have and how long have they been teaching. The answer to these two queries should not serve to rule a teacher on or off your list, but it can help to qualify what the teacher is charging for their service. For example, if a teacher is charging an exorbitant rate but has less than 10 students, then it's possible that they're either overpriced, a poor teacher, or worse still, both. So what you should be looking for is a singing teacher with live performance experience whose teaching is born out of their own journey of learning to sing. They should hold some form of professional development certification and be moderately priced. The cost of a moderately priced singing lesson will differ according to where you live, but you should be able to ascertain the average price from a simple Google search. For example, here in Brisbane, Australia, the average price for a singing teacher with pedagogy training and about 2 to 3 years of teaching experience is anywhere between 75 to 85 Australian dollars per hour. Now, if you've been paying attention, you'll have noticed that we've only been talking about singing teachers up to this point. But what about the singing voice specialist? What are they and how do they differ to your average singing teacher?
Sound check.
Well, a singing voice specialist offers everything that your normal qualified singing teacher offers and more. That sounded a lot like a sales pitch, but it's not supposed to. You see, singing voice specialists should hold higher level qualifications, at least a master's in vocal pedagogy or the like, and preferably a doctorate. They should have at least 15 years teaching experience, and their predominant source of income will often be from their teaching practice. But there are two more factors that differentiate between the singing teacher and the singing voice specialist. Firstly, a portion of the singing voice specialist teaching caseload will be conducted as part of an interdisciplinary team that includes a laryngologist and speech therapist. The singing voice specialist will work alongside these other voice care professionals to rehabilitate voices that have fallen into disrepair. And the second difference between that of a singing teacher and a singing voice specialist is often experienced in the content of any given singing lesson. Many singing teachers will include technical exercises in their lessons, but the lion's share of their lesson time is often given to singing through songs. A singing voice specialist will generally construct the lesson time differently, with the majority of time spent working the voice technically to ensure that the mechanics of the voice are healthy and sustainable. So, for example, in my sessions, we spend at least 70% of the lesson time workshopping technical exercises, and then we develop those techniques into a song at the end of the session. It's important to state that neither approach is right or wrong, just driven by a different purpose and outcome goals. So when searching for your next singing teacher, have a clear view of what you're wanting to achieve. If all you want to do is learn a variety of songs, then a qualified singing teacher will serve you well. But if you want to drill down into the mechanics of your voice and really develop your technique, then a singing voice specialist is possibly a better fit. Of course, you can expect to pay a bit more for the expertise of the singing voice specialist, but it will come as no surprise to hear me say that the additional cost is well worth it. I'm sure many of our Voice Essentials community have experiences to share in the comment sections below about the differences between singing teachers and singing voice specialists. I look forward to reading about your experiences and your advice when choosing the right singing teacher. Allow me to finish by stating that while I have no time for the unqualified backyard boys in the industry of singing teaching, I do believe that every singing teacher has something to offer. For example, some qualified singing teachers are just starting out but bring bucket loads of enthusiasm and passion to their studios and their students. Today's video has not been about presenting a hierarchy of quality, but moreover an understanding of the different roles we all play in the wider community of learning to sing. So I hope it's been helpful. I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.